Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a super cozy dog coat just in time for the cold weather that is on its way. So I will have two sizes for you guys over at the blog post, so you can download a free PDF and print that out. Of course, over there you will also find the materials list as well as tools that I like to use in my tutorials. So if you're not already, I would love it if you subscribed and of course hit that notification bell and smash that like button, as the kids like to say. So the first thing you're going to do is cut out your pattern piece. You're going to cut your fabric on the fold so that it opens up to a mirror image. So this is the full coat and the way that it looks. You're going to cut out a second piece. I'm going to be using flannel for this dog coat as I want it to be nice and cozy. So 2 layers of flannel should keep your puppy nice and warm. And then I'm going to have another piece for the strapping. And then I'm also going to add in a optional collar if you like. I just like to add a little bit of detail, but you can of course omit this collar if you don't want to. And then I will be using some Velcro or hook and loop tape to use as the closure. So the first thing you're going to do is work on the little under the belly closure. So this is the piece of fabric that I have here. I don't remember the measurements, but those measurements will be over in that PDF download. So I'm just going to place my hook piece of the Velcro closer to the folded edge. I'm just folding it in half for the time being, but I'm going to open it back up to sew the Velcro. If you want to assemble your strap piece first and then place your Velcro last, that's fine. I'm just doing it this way so that I can avoid seeing any of the stitches on the other side of the strap. So it's totally up to you which way you want to do it. So I'm just going to sew all the way around the Velcro, and if you're worried about it at all coming off, you can do another stitch right down from corner to corner, however you feel comfortable. So I'm just going to do all the way around, and I am using white thread in the most of this tutorial just so that it's easy for you guys to see, but I will later on switch to black thread when it's important and it's visible the most. So I did fold that fabric in half with the right sides together, and I'm just going to sew down both sides to create my little belly band. So I'm going to turn that with the right sides out and poke out those corners. So I do see the white stitching, but that will be on the inside, so no one's going to see that for now. I'm going to start working on the collar now, and that will just be 2 pieces, and we're just going to place those with the right sides together. And because of course I am using flannel, there isn't really a right or wrong side, so just be mindful depending on the fabric that you are using that most of my steps will be with the right sides together. And I'm just going to sew along the outer edge of it, and I'll leave the inside of it open, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So after that, we are going to take that out. We'll flip that with the right sides out, and then we'll just press that and kind of, make it look nice. And I didn't choose to do a top stitch, but you can if you want to do a top stitch right along that sewn edge. So after that, we're going to take our outer fabric of the body of the coat, and we're going to place that with the right sides up. We're going to start to place our Velcro, and we're just doing this so that we don't have to do the Velcro at the end and then risk seeing those stitches through the coat. So I took the belly band, and I'm going to place that on one side of the coat with the Velcro up, and then I'm going to take the loop portion of the Velcro, place that right across from it, and then just pin that into place. We're going to take the collar and we're going to find the center of it. And I also found the center of the coat itself. So when I go to place this collar, it will be perfectly centered. And then I'll just pin that around until the end of it. Just pin it to the end of the collar. And then I'm going to place one last piece of hook Velcro, and that will be on the same side as the little belly band. So I'm just going to place that up in that one area. That's the little strap that's going to go around the chest of your dog. And I'll put a pin in it. So I'm just going to base stitch the collar and the belly band, but then actually sew the Velcro. And then I'm going to take the last piece of Velcro, which will be a loop piece, and we're going to put that on the chest band area of the lining piece. And then we're just going to sew all that stuff into place. Now, like I said, if you want to place all your Velcro last, you can do that, but I am just doing it this way. One, so that you can see how to do it without having to see your stitches, and two, just because I think it looks better. But I am more comfortable with doing it this way because I have actually made a lot of dog coats in the past when I had a Maltese, so I definitely have done this before. So if you want to just wait to the end and do the Velcro, if this is your first dog coat, you can do that, and then when you get more comfortable with doing the Velcro on the inside, then you can, move forward and do it the way I'm doing it. So like I said, I am just basting that collar and that little belly band into place just so that it doesn't shift around when I go to do the final putting the coat together step. And then I'm just going to finish sewing the little loop piece that is on the chest band portion of the lining fabric. So after that, then we're going to make sure that everything is perfect and we can start to assemble the whole coat, I guess. Yeah. So I'm just going to lay the coat flat on my table with all of the Velcro up, and then we'll take the lining piece, lay that on top with the right sides together. Make sure that that Velcro is going towards the right sides of the fabric. Also make sure that the strap that goes over the chest, the Velcro, is on either side, so you don't end up with Velcro on one side of the strap only, because I think I've done that before. And then we're just going to pin everything into place, making sure everything is nice and flat and lined up. And we're going to be leaving a 3 or 4 inch gap across from the belly band. I found that would be the best place to have it, just so that, when it is on, if that little seam there doesn't end up being perfect, that belly band is going to go over top of it and hide anything that you don't make look pretty, I guess. And sometimes hiding things is necessary, especially in sewing. So I'm just going to sew all the way around, like I said, removing my pins as I go, because God forbid I leave a pin in there and not realize it. Making sure I am sewing on the inside of those basting stitches. When you get to the corners, leave your needle in and then pivot your fabric so that you can get a nice sharp turn there. And as you can see, I'm making sure that I do not end up on the other side of those basting stitches, especially since they're white and we don't want to see that. I will be changing to white soon, I think. Pretty sure. Oh, I'm using black already. Okay. So yeah, I've already changed to black because I'm going to be doing some top stitching. So that's why I want to do the black for obvious reasons. And I'm just going to use some pinking shears, and I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric. Of course, you don't need to use pinking shears if you don't want to. If you don't know what pinking shears are, I'll have a video linked in the top right hand corner. But just, cut off any of the excess fabric with your regular scissors if you need to. And I'm going to flip it right sides out. And I like to use a poking tool such as a knitting needle or, chopstick or something like that to get those corners nice and sharp. And I will give it a good press once I'm done. Now, as you can see, it's coming out beautifully. I love the way it looks. I love the fabric. And if you saw in the beginning of the video, it is going to be going on a black dog. So I thought that the buffalo plaid looked really good on her black fur. I'm going to be turning in the raw edges of that hole. And then when we do that top stitch all the way around, that will close up that hole. And I also chose not to sew on top of the collar. So I'm going to be going underneath it to do that top stitch. Now, depending on the fabric that you're using, you might want to miter the corners instead of going straight to the corners, especially if you're using a fleece type material, which can be pretty bulky in those corners. But that's fine, no big deal. So I'm just going to keep going around the whole thing and then close up that hole that we had for turning. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do, please give me a big thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe and share with all of your friends. That's what helps me bring you free tutorials when you share, or when you like, or when you post it on Pinterest, you know, all those things. I have the Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, so you can come over there and, you know, join the community. Stick around, show me what you're working on. Doesn't matter if it's my projects or someone else's. We love to see everything and all things sewing. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.